Hey, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to this if you have not, and if you are seeing this for the first time, please make sure you subscribe. So I'm doing three parts of this. The first part I'll be talking about you extensively about the situation at Manchester United, and then also the takeover that the Ineos Group will have, and what it really means for the club as managerial positions may switch, as well as some other key functions of the technical team. And then, of course, we'll be discussing some transfer news linked to Manchester United. So, hey, sit down, relax. Let me take you through this one. So, Manchester United have lost 3 out of their last 4 games that they have played. What we are beginning to realize now as it stands is that the Ineos Group are favoring a chance of changing managerial positions at the club because of the lack of consistent results that Erik ten Hag is having currently at Manchester United. So there's growing concerns of the options that they have available, and the name that is popping up in most minds of people who are around the Ineos Group circles is this guy, Graham Potter, formerly of Chelsea, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion. Graham Potter is expected to be high on that Manchester United shortlist of managerial candidates if the Ineos Groups are running the football operations. That is, in the event where they decide to ditch Erik ten Hag and bring on another manager, this guy is the one that they are going to consider so highly. As it stands now, it is not clear whether the entire United hierarchy really want to part ways with Erik ten Hag, because there have not been any approach whatsoever to terminate his contract and then to find a suitable successor for him. Because of this, you know that there's backing. He's working with some sort of backing, even though the results are not good for him at the club as it stands now. I first read the story on Sky Sports, and then some snippets of it on The Sun and The Mirror as well. The perception we are getting is that the Ineos Group executives highly favor Graham Potter, who was sacked by Chelsea in April. He could not last the season at Chelsea, but he is highly favored to return to coaching duties, and this time around with Manchester United in the event the takeover is complete. And the partial takeover as it stands is complete. If the results that Manchester United are getting as it stands now do not improve, they have finished bottom of their group. There's a group stage exit, and this is a graphic that is showing you how Manchester United have fared after the exit of Alex Ferguson. Is unacceptable. This is unacceptable for a club of huge stature as Manchester United. 7 seasons now, the club has managed to exit the Champions League 3 times in the group stages. So under him, in 8 seasons, Manchester United had exited the group stages only 3 times. They have equaled the same number of group stage exits in 18 years under Sir Alex Ferguson. Alright, so that is the situation. Now, there's a club that's going to face Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday. And I tell you, if Manchester United should lose to Liverpool on Sunday, that will pile up more pressure on Erik ten Hag, and then of course decide whether or not he has a long-term plan or even he has a long-term stay at Manchester United Football Club. But it is the same team that met Manchester United at Anfield last season, and it was disastrous for them. Heavy 7-0 downpour. That was that for them last season. No club had utterly disgraced Manchester United like Liverpool did last season, and I'm sure this is still in their minds. So Liverpool have now 10 points more than Manchester United, and they are 5 places above them. So Liverpool currently first, and Manchester United are 6th on the log. There have been 5 managerial changes. 5 managerial changes at Nice. That's a sign that is also owned by the Ineos Group and by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. 5 managerial changes in 4 years. They are one group of people that will hire you, but then they'll give you the sack when you deserve it. So it's known that they also even contacted Graham Potter to have managed the Ligue 1 side, OGC Nice, but then he turned the offer down. Sir Dave Brailsford, who is the Ineos Director of Sports. He has been carrying out an assessment, more like a full audit at Old Trafford, to see how ready the structure is, the football structure there, and then also he will seek to take charge of the full operations in terms of football operations at the Old Trafford. And then it is said that his priority is to improve the operational structure of the football department in its entirety. People are asking so many questions whether Manchester United could afford to change their whole technical team as it stands and as the league progresses. They said Dave Brailsford heavily favours Graham Potter, and this is no news. That is why, of course, his name is high up on that list. Should Manchester United now sack or let Eric Ten Hag go? That is why Graham Potter's name is popping up on that list. He favours him, and at least he would look or overlook his failures at Chelsea and then try to give him a new step at Manchester United, where he would carry that job at Old Trafford if Eric Ten Hag cannot improve his results on the field of play as soon as possible. Graham Potter could not last a season at Chelsea. Can he last a season at Manchester United? We will look at that conversation too when the time comes. But three things can actually influence this move. The best option for them is that once the takeover is not complete, Graham Potter cannot come, because for the current hierarchy, Eric Ten Hag is the man. And once the Ineos group takes over, they will take charge of the football operations. And so it means that they will decide the technical team. And for that matter, the head of the technical team, which becomes the manager. And so they decide who should head the technical team. That is how come, as it stands now, Eric Ten Hag, though he's not performing so well, he's losing matches. In the last 4 games he's played, he's lost 3. And he's the first manager in the Champions League to have ever coached the side to have conceded 15 goals in the group stage of the UEFA Champions League. He's still a post, Secondly, is that they have to be sure that removing Eric Ten Hag is the best course of action. Is this the best for the club? They have to be very sure about that, because if it's not the best and they take that decision, they believe it will go a long way to affect them. Their brand and the kind of image they're trying to project now will be hugely affected. And then finally, Graham Potter will have to present to them how he can do the job at Manchester United, because this is a job that Eric Ten Hag could not do. So what will make Graham Potter become so special, become the one that they want to pick ahead of any other? So he would have to convince them and let them know why he should be chosen. So he will do that presentation to them, and if he succeeds in convincing them, then he'll be handed over that role as Manchester United manager. Let's go on to this one. There's a striker that many are amazed about his performance, and I'll tell you about him in no time. His name is Serhou Guirassy. He plays his football for Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga, and for those of you this season who have been monitoring the Bundesliga, he's been giving Hurricane a very tough time, especially in the first 10 games of the German Bundesliga. This season, he was really up there. He's been heavily linked to Manchester United because this is a club that has lost 7 out of the first 16 Premier League games. Then, of course, there's a big question of whether Anthony Martial will stay throughout the end of the season, because he's been heavily linked out of the club either this winter or perhaps in the summer. So in the German Bundesliga, he's scored 18 goals already in 14 appearances in all competitions. His goals have hugely transformed his side Stuttgart, as they are currently 10th on the league log. In Germany, it's Bayern 04 Leverkusen, it's Bayern Munich, and then Stuttgart. Now, Bayern will host Stuttgart this weekend on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. So for Guirassy, who made his German Bundesliga appearance in 2016 for Cologne, then later on last season he signed for Stuttgart on loan, and then at the end of the season, the German Bundesliga side, Stuttgart, activated his option to make his deal permanent. And since joining them, he has scored, last season he scored 14 goals in 29 appearances for the club Stuttgart. But this season, he's got 18 goals in 14 appearances for Stuttgart in all competitions. This means that he's one that has to be watched. And question about whether Guirassy would fit in the Premier League stands now, because hey, he is 27 years. If you look at him, he is strong. He is very physical, and he knows how to score. So if you are playing for a team as Manchester United who is able to create a lot of chances, you should be the guy who will score. For those of his teammates who are with him in Stuttgart, they say he is a leading figure in the dressing room. He leads by example. So if you put all some of these qualities together, you are right to say that he can be a very good fit at Manchester United and in the Premier League. But hey, what if he's just a one-season wonder at Stuttgart? So this is his first full season at Stuttgart, and then he did well when he signed on loan, but as a permanent player, this is his first full season. So what if he's a one-season wonder? We've had that instances a lot of times at Manchester United. Recently, with Anthony, the signing of Anthony has been one that many people have questioned, since he is yet to play like Anthony, who used to play in the Eredivisie for Ajax Amsterdam. But hey, I think his age is good. 27 is good. He's an experienced striker, and I think that his focus is also good. He's tough, and I think that for Manchester United, we need guys like that. We need guys who are actually tough, who's calm, who likes to do all the talking on the field of play and not elsewhere. There's no much news about Sergio Guirassy's attitude, and so I think that is good for Manchester United. So we'll be keeping up with the transfers that have been linked to Manchester United. Of course, around November, we had stories of Timo Werner being linked to Manchester United, but now it's Sergio Guirassy, who plays his club football for Stuttgart in Germany. So just for your information, the transfer window for the winter transfer window opens on the 1st of January. That is actually on a Monday, and then it closes on Thursday, the 1st of February 2024. So within that time, the transfer business can take place, and it ends in Europe. I mean, within all the major leagues in Europe, those are the timelines that they will end. So thank you very much for joining me. Please do also subscribe if you have not, and then hit on that notification bell. Share with your friends, and let's continue.